In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on February 11, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best bet single picks, best bet parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Indiana Pacers versus Washington Wizards. This Saturday, the Indiana Pacers will travel to Washington to take on the Washington Wizards. Tip-off will be inside the Capital One Arena. This will be the 4th and final meeting this regular season, as the Pacers won the last battle, 121-111. The Pacers are coming into this one after falling to the Miami Heat, 116-111. They struggled on the defensive end of the court, as they will have to make more stops in this one if they want to challenge the Wizards on the road. The Washington Wizards are entering this game after defeating the Charlotte Hornets 118-104. They looked awesome on both ends of the floor, as they will have to carry that momentum over into this one if they want to take care of business at home. Looking at the betting trends, the Pacers are 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 road games, 13-5 against the spread in their last 18 games against a team with a losing record, and 4-9 against the spread in their last 13 games overall. The Wizards are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games against a team with a losing record, and 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. Head-to-head, the over is 7-2-1 in the last 10 meetings overall, and the Pacers are 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 meetings in Washington. The Pacers have been one of the coldest teams in the league for a while now, and it's going to be tough for them to get back up after last night's big loss to the Suns, but it's hard to get too confident about the Wizards, who were on an ugly 3-game skid before they took down the Hornets, which isn't much of an accomplishment these days. Indiana will have a slight disadvantage, as the Pacers will be playing their second game in as many nights when hosting Phoenix before taking off to the nation's capital to play Washington on Saturday. Indiana has failed to cover the spread in 9 of its last 13. Washington has covered the spread in 7 of its last 10. Washington's defense is holding opponents to an average 113 points per game, while Indiana has struggled on defense, allowing an average of 117 points per game, which is 23rd compared to Washington's 14th. Washington has a very balanced attack that has 3 players: Kristaps Porzingis, Bradley Beal, and Kyle Kuzma, averaging between 23 points and 21 points per game, making it difficult to key on any one player. The Indiana Pacers continue to play below average ball, and that includes losing their last 5 games by an average of 7 points. The Washington Wizards continue to hang around in the standings, and they're shooting the ball well this week. The line is reasonable, and the Pacers are in terrible form, so the Washington Wizards to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Indiana has been all about under of late, as the total has finished under in 4 of the Pacers' last 5. Washington has had the total finish under in 4 of its last 6. In 3 games these two have played this season head-to-head. The over-under is 1-1-1. Washington is only 20th in scoring and has a solid defense that is 14th in points allowed. The total has finished under in 51.9% of Washington's 54 games, while the total has finished under in 52.7% of Indiana's 56 games played. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. San Antonio Spurs versus Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks hope to move up in the Eastern Conference standings Saturday as they host the San Antonio Spurs. The Hawks are 28-28 on the season, while the Spurs have one of the worst records in the NBA. This is their first matchup this season. Last year they split 2 games. Looking at the betting trends, the Spurs are 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 road games, 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games playing on 0 days rest, and 0-9 against the spread in their last 9 games overall. The Hawks are 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 home games against a team with a road record below .400, and 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 Saturday games. Head-to-head, the over is 5-0 in the last 5 meetings overall. The Spurs are 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 meetings overall, and the Spurs are 8-3 against the spread in the last 11 meetings in Atlanta. The Spurs are going to be severely shorthanded again, as Romeo Langford, Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sochan, and Trey Jones are all out, while the Hawks have listed the newly acquired Saddiq Bey and Aaron Holiday as questionable. This is a massive line for the Hawks, but it's an indication of just how bad the San Antonio Spurs are, and being on the end of a back-to-back doesn't help. The Spurs are losing their last 5 games by an average of 16 points, and they lose as underdogs by an average of 11 points. Atlanta will be playing with fresh legs and likely with their new additions. Atlanta has one of the best defenses in the league going against one of the worst defenses that traded away Poeltl, who has been a key defender down low, which should allow for Capela and Collins to have a ton of success down low. Meanwhile, on no rest, the Spurs are 3-6 against the spread while as a road underdog. San Antonio is 9-16 against the spread. The Spurs have been mired in their worst slump of the season. They are banged up worse than ever, and they just lost a double overtime game to the Pistons last night, so I'm expecting the Hawks to take advantage and snap themselves out of their funk with a much-needed blowout victory at home. The Spurs are in pure tank mode and are dealing with a plethora of injuries and are getting blown out nightly as they continue to tank for the top pick. So the Atlanta Hawks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. San Antonio can still put up a decent amount of points but will allow a ton against this Hawks offense, especially with Poeltl off the team. Atlanta is 32-24 and hitting the over, which ranks 5th, while the Spurs are 31-22 and hitting the over, which is 4th, and even on no rest San Antonio is 5-3-1 and hitting the over. The Spurs play at a pace of 103.6, which ranks 6th, while their defensive efficiency ranks 30th. The Hawks, meanwhile, play at a pace of 101.9, which ranks 14th, with their offensive efficacy ranking 12th. Finally, in San Antonio's last 10 games, the games are averaging 240 points per game, while Atlanta's last 10 are averaging 234 points per game. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Utah Jazz vs. New York Knicks. This Saturday, the Utah Jazz will travel to New York to take on the New York Knicks. Tip-off will be inside Madison Square Garden. This will be the second time that these two teams will match up this season, as the Knicks won the last meeting 118-111. The Jazz is coming into this one after falling to the Minnesota Timberwolves 143-118. They struggled on both ends of the court, as they will have to wake up on the road if they want to challenge the Knicks in this one. The Knicks are entering this game after defeating the Orlando Magic 102-98. They stormed back to win that game, as they will need to stay hot in this one if they want to take care of business at home. Looking at the betting trends, the Jazz are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games playing on 0 days rest. The Knicks are 20-7-1 against the spread in their last 28 games playing on 0 days rest, and 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games against a team with a losing record. Head-to-head, the under is 6-0 in the last 6 meetings overall. The Jazz are 4-13 against the spread in the last 17 meetings in New York, and the Jazz are 9-26 against the spread in the last 35 meetings overall. The Jazz are shorthanded again as Jordan Clarkson has been ruled out with an illness, while the newly acquired Russell Westbrook won't make his debut just yet. The Knicks are still missing Mitchell Robinson, and the newly acquired Josh Hart won't be available for this one. The Knicks have actually been worse at home than the road this season, which is usual, but get to face a Jazz team that traded some key rotational pieces and has struggled as of late. Utah is currently on a 3-game losing skid before the game against Toronto and is just 9-17 on the road. The Jazz's offense will take a step back without Conley, Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley, who are all playing key roles for Utah. The Knicks have also been traveling just a little better lately compared to the Jazz, so the New York Knicks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Jazz can score a lot of points, while defensively Utah struggles, as the new-look Knicks offense will be able to score a ton. The Jazz are 31-24-1 and hitting the over, while New York is 28-26-2, and even on no rest Utah is 7-5 and hitting the over, while the Knicks are 4-4. Meanwhile, the Jazz is playing at a pace of 102.3, which ranks 10th, while their offensive efficiency ranks 4th, and their defensive efficiency ranks 27th. New York, meanwhile, plays at a pace of 99.4, which ranks 27th, but their offensive efficiency ranks 9th. Even though Utah traded away some key offensive players and both teams are playing back-to-backs, I still believe that this will be a high-scoring affair. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.